All hail Casey DeSmith, a spectacular 46 save performance at the Saddle Dome as the Stars, running on fumes, defeat the Calgary Flames. We'll break it all down next on Locked On Stars.
Your Locked On Stars, your daily podcast on the Dallas Stars, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Howdy, Stars fans. I'm Joey Erickson, former producer of 105 Through the Fan. Please be sure to subscribe. We are free and available wherever you get your podcasts and on YouTube. And as always, thank you so much for making us a part of your day and making us your first listen. The Dallas Stars hold on for dear life once again in Alberta as they take down the Flames by a final score of 5-2. And I don't know how they continue to do it, but they find a way to pick up another 2 points on the road. We're going to break down everything on today's episode of Locked On Stars. Hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, never miss an episode of Locked On Stars. Shout out to all you everydayers out there joining me each and every single day. We're going to talk about how this is a bit unsustainable for the Stars as well. And also the elite players for Dallas are being elite. Mikko Rantanen was fantastic tonight. The best game he played in a Stars uniform. The beat goes on for Jason Robertson and company as well. Look, it wasn't pretty by any stretch of the imagination. Stars outshot 48-19, and they were outshot 17-3 against one of the worst offensive teams in the league. But they just hang around, and they struck when they needed to. And once again, they find a way to pull out a win on the road. They were outchanced 45-25 in the game. The expected goals for were 3.8 to 1.99, and Casey DeSmith was brilliant. 46 saves, a magnificent performance from him, and none better than that stop he had late on the rebound chance. I believe it was on Backlund to stone him, and that was sort of the nail in the coffin for Calgary, and that puts a big wrench into their plans as they try to make a playoff push here late in the final handful of games of the season. But what else can you say about Casey DeSmith? We talked about it yesterday. They were going to need him to be incredible. And for whatever reason, the Stars are just very loose in their defensive zone. They give up way too many chances, especially through the middle of the rink. The Flames just came pouring in constantly through the neutral zone and just chance after chance after chance. And DeSmith turned them aside. And look, the Stars were opportunistic on their opportunities. Robertson, Hintz, you name it. They find a way to get it done. Granlund's goal was ginormous in the second period too, just to give Dallas some breathing room, because on the back end of a back-to-back, they were going to have some heavy legs, and they had to hold on for dear life, which is sort of a strategy they're employing every single night. And for whatever reason, they find a way to get away with it. Harley was phenomenal. He continues to be an absolute stud. He doesn't pick up a point on the night, but just incredible in all three zones, just making things happen and, moving the puck up the ice, which is something other Stars blue liners just cannot seem to do for the life of them. They just had so many giveaways. And you have to give credit to Dallas too. I mean, they blocked 32 shots. Their penalty kill was good. They go 3 for 4 on the night. You would like them to be a bit more disciplined, but when you don't have possession as much as they did tonight, you're going to get caught taking penalties. I mean, you can look at the Corsi numbers. Flames in the upper 60s in all three periods at 5-on-5. Stars 5-on-5 game is pretty atrocious outside of the top line, who is starting to gel a lot more. The chemistry is unreal between those three. And Mikko Rantanen, the merchant, is doing a phenomenal job here in Dallas. Who would have thought? He's a superstar. And has a goal and assist tonight, and he scores the big time goal in the third period. So big time game from him. And then of course, Duchesne puts it away at the empty netter. And look, Calgary had a few goals taken away off the board too. The goaltender interference call, for the life of me, I did not understand. If that happened to Dallas, I would have been up in arms. May have thrown my remote at the TV if that was taken off the board. I don't know what goaltender interference is. Like, I get it. He went in the blue paint a bit, and I'm not here to advocate for the Stars being scored on, but if that was Dallas, I would have been infuriated. What do you want your guy to do? He's setting up a screen. Yes, he's in the blue paint a bit. He touches the netminder, but I think DeSmith could have tried to work through it a bit more to try to make the save. But hey, they can take that lucky break. And then Zari early in the game too kicked one in. So they had a couple taken off the board, and you're never going to apologize for those. And look, Dallas had some bounces, and they're taking advantage of those right now. And this is how they have to live. Unfortunately, they do not have the ability to sustain offensive pressure for more than 5 minutes at a time. And we saw it again. They just continued to take on water consistently. They got dominated in the opening 5 minutes, and then all of a sudden they're up 1-0. And it's just laughable. I really don't know how to explain it. I don't think Pete DeBoer's thrilled. We know he isn't, but this is the way that they're going about their business recently. And it's embarrassing at points to watch when they're just getting hemmed in. And just getting dominated with all the talent they have. And look, I know they're not at full strength, but to be outshot again, 48-19 is just a tough way to live. And we're going to talk about how this is unsustainable. We can look at the shot disparity, especially over the last 2 weeks, is just horrendous. I mean, it's night in and night out for Dallas. Fortunately, their elite players are playing some incredible hockey right now, and their top line is coming together at a perfect time when they need them to be providing some offense. And they showed up again tonight. They showed up again, and I think they were excellent in their own zone as well. I give them a lot of credit. They defended hard. The Stars were defending hard. It's just not effective because they just get so lost sometimes in their structure. And you saw Calgary just taking advantage of it. I mean, they could have had 8 goals tonight, easily 8 goals. Their high danger chances at 5-on-5, 19-12. They had 25 in the game. Ironically, the Stars look better on the penalty kill than they do at 5-on-5. Whenever they're down a man, they seem to have more stability, or they just seem to be able to kind of buckle up and pull at the bootstraps. And Razor mentioned this, I think, towards the end of the game. It's another night of Dallas just sort of sticking around and getting elite goaltending again, and they find a way to win. And it's not going to fall this way in April. Sure as hell not going to happen. They have to fix some things. I'm really curious to hear Pete DeBoer's comments following this one, because I thought they were better than they were in Edmonton. If I'm being honest, maybe it's recency bias, but I felt like there was more there from the Stars tonight than there was last night, although they certainly did not deserve to win this one either. But I thought they had more moments and flashes where they looked stronger than they did against the Oilers. And if 97-29 are in that game yesterday, I don't think Dallas pulls that one out. I think their best players tonight were better, a smidge better than Calgary, and they had a few more breaks go their way tonight. And sometimes that's how it goes. And look, Dallas needs some of this. I think they just need some confidence. It probably instills in them some belief too that, hey, like, we're playing so poorly, we're absolutely atrocious, and we're still winning hockey games. I think that maybe gives you some confidence, and maybe it's false belief, but at this point in the season where Dallas has just gone through the ringer at points, they need it, in my opinion, just a smidge. But I'm not here to tell you and provide this illusion that this is going to work against Colorado. They're going to get smashed in 5 games against the Avs if they play this way. It's not even going to be close with or without Miro. They're going to get smashed, and it's going to be an early exit if they don't find a way to just provide some sort of resistance to an opponent. Resistance. The gap is horrible when they're defending, just allowing teams to take it right down their throat consistently throughout a game, and they're gonna get ran out of the building by a really good team in round one if it happens, and more than likely it's going to be Colorado. So that sort of leads me into the unsustainable part, and I want to throw out some of these numbers and shot differential numbers because they're pretty astounding, and how Dallas is living right now, and how that cannot be the case here in a couple of weeks. We'll do that in just a moment. Today's episode of Locked On Stars is brought to you by FanDuel. March Madness is here, and FanDuel is giving you the chance to get in on the action like never before. Right now, new customers can get $200 in bonus bets when your first $5 bet wins. That's $200 extra bucks to use on everything from buzzer beaters to Cinderella stories, and even who's cutting down the nets. I've got your eye on a few underdogs this year. FanDuel makes it easy to back them with spreads, totals, and game props. The Elite Eight is right around the corner. You can stay in the action every single day. There's always something exciting to bet on. The FanDuel app is simple to use, and when you get paid instantly. No waiting around. That's the best part about it. So visit FanDuel.com and get in on the college hoops action all tournament long. So I went back about 2 weeks ago to March 16th, actually. And this is sort of a run of tilts between Stars and their opposition where they're just heavily being outshot. So March 16th was that wild game in Colorado where they found a way to get a point out of it, outshot 35-22. You go to Tuesday. This was a rarity. They outshot the Ducks 31-25 in their overtime win. Then they're outshot by the Lightning 38-24, shootout loss. So they pick up a point. They got outshot 24-19 against Philadelphia, found a way to win that game in overtime, but only 19 shots against the Flyers, who are not a very good team. They get outshot by Minnesota 32-29, who had won 3 games in a row up to that point. But again, not something to necessarily jump up and down about. They get outshot 44-24 yesterday against Edmonton. They find a way to win that one, and they get outshot 48-19 this evening. 48-19. That is a run of games where Dallas is almost being doubled up night after night. And I don't know how they have found a way to pick up as many points as they can. And that's what's so mind-boggling. They have one of the best records in the NHL since the Four Nations break. And they came out of the break playing really well. I'd say the first 3 or 4 games is where we felt like they were playing excellent. Then the trade deadline happened, and that's sort of where things have gone awry. And since then, it has just been a struggle. It has been a struggle. They make a lot of soft plays out of their own zone. They make a lot of soft plays, and they just feed their opposition by not being strong and making strong plays. And it's not even always a defensive zone. How many times I can count on 2 hands the amount of times Dallas is unable to get the puck in deep from the red line. Duchesne gave me an aneurysm a few times tonight, just trying to make way too many plays in his own zone, trying to make a spectacular play for no reason. And he was fortunate that none of his turnovers ended up in the back of his net, but a few almost did, because his inability to just make a simple pass, an outlet pass, or get the puck in deep from the red line. Duchesne, I saw it a couple times. Even the fourth line to some degree, just not allowing your defense to relieve some pressure for just a moment by getting the puck 50 feet the other way. It'll do so much for them if they're able to get to the red line and not turn the puck over. In that third period especially, Dallas would get to the red line, turn it over, and then boom, it's coming right back in their own zone. And those are just hard, tough minutes to defend. And again, they're gassed. It's the back end of a back-to-back. you have to factor that in. Dallas is going to be a bit weary, and credit to them for just sort of buckling up and bending but not breaking. But it's going to punch them in the face in a hurry if they play this way in round one. I cannot stress that enough. I lack a lot of confidence in the Dallas Stars right now. Stars fans, I lack a lot of confidence in them making a postseason push with the way they're looking. I don't see them beating a Colorado team that's humming right now. Colorado's deep. They got some players, and Dallas does too. But what we've seen from the Stars is not a recipe against a Colorado team that will destroy Dallas playing this way. They won't last 5 games. And I hate to be that way. I hate to say that, but I truly believe that there's no way they can hang with a Colorado, a Winnipeg, a Vegas playing this way, or an Edmonton, especially with Draisaitl in McDavid. I don't foresee them making a long run. And again, credit to them for picking up points. That's all fine and dandy, but it's not about points in the regular season for the Stars right now. I know they're trying to get home ice advantage, and that would certainly help. And nights like this do, but home ice advantage ain't going to matter if Otter's going to face 45 plus shots a night in the playoffs. They just look gassed, and I don't know how much juice they have left. And they've played a heck of a season. They have played a really, really phenomenal regular season with all things considered, and they deserve some credit for that. I just hope they have enough left. And I don't know, maybe their poor play of late is just fatigue and physical, emotional toll. Maybe that is, but no one cares in April. We can't feel sorry for them. They're going to have to find a way to turn it around. And I hope they do. I still hold out optimism that they can do it, because we concede in stretches, even in that Colorado game in that third period. It's like, okay, here they are. Like here's Dallas, because they have the ability to do it, but can they sustain it for long enough? And you're not going to dominate teams for 60 minutes. We're not asking for that, but to not be taking on water for nearly 60 minutes. I mean, Calgary was on them for the entire game pretty much, outside of about a 6-minute stretch in the second period. They got a power play. It looked good. Dallas scored right, and they capitalized on some of their chances. And that's when they grow some confidence, and you're like, okay, here we go. And then it just gets halted in a hurry. They're unable to carry momentum from one period to the other. And maybe the opponent needs more credit for what they're able to do against this Dallas side, but there's not a lot to praise defensively for the Stars, other than really good goaltending, and they blocked some shots tonight, and there's some good plays here and there, but it just feels like every night we're coming out of it thinking, okay, Bichel had a mistake here. One ended up in the back of the net, but didn't count. Dumba did not look great on this play. Harley was fantastic. Lindell made a couple of excellent defensive plays. He was really good tonight, but he's also starting to cough up the puck a bit too much. And again, this sort of leads me back to the point where Dallas makes soft plays out of their own zone. There was the one rush, I believe it was in the third period. Lindell with a great stick at the blue line, held a great gap, knocked it away. He has a chance to clear, and a one-handed play, and he gets stripped. Like, that puck just has to get out of the zone. He's a foot away from knocking it into to neutral ice. It has to get out of the zone. Next thing you know, it comes back, ends up as a shot on goal. Those are just plays that don't need to happen. They're unnecessary shots that your goaltender has to face. And good teams and good players are going to make you pay at some point Fortunately, Calgary's a team that's struggling to score goals. Fortunately, McDavid and Draisaitl did not play yesterday because those are elite goal scorers, and those are the type of players you're going to face in a 7-game series. So it has to be turned around. Otherwise, it's going to be a short postseason and a long offseason here on Locked On Stars, in my opinion. But the Stars win. So 2 points. Put them in the bank. Let's talk about the Stars' elite players, though. Man, what a tear they've been on. Johnston, Robo, Hintz, Rantanen, now entering the fold. It's glorious to watch. We'll discuss them in just a moment. Today's episode of Locked On Stars is brought to you by 5 Hour Energy. Daylight savings snuck up on us again. And if you're feeling the lost hour of sleep, 5 Hour Energy has your back. The extra sunshine means more time for fun, but sometimes you need a little boost to power through. Whether you're staying up late watching the NCAA tournament, squeezing in a round of golf after work, or just trying to keep up with your busy day, 5 Hour Energy gives you that quick, refreshing pickup whenever you need it. I've been staying up late watching the NCAA tournament, and I could use a 5 Hour Energy. Helps you keep you up throughout the day. You get the extra daylight, longer days. You want to stay active, and it's convenient. Head to 5hourenergy.com to find over 15 flavors to choose from, including watermelon, blue raspberry, and peach mango. You can build your own 12 or 24-pack delivered right to your door. Need one now? Grab 5 Hour Energy shot at your local grocery store or convenience store. They're everywhere. Stock up today and stay energized. Mikko Rantanen is an absolute joy to watch, Stars fans. And we're starting to see everything he brings to the table. Colorado is pumping LA right now 4-0 BT Dubs. So it makes the 2 points much bigger tonight. Kraken 5-0 on Oilers. Sorry, quick little tangent there. But Rantanen is so skilled along the wall. That's something that really popped out to me tonight. On zone entries on the power play especially, he's so good and dainty in tight in those small areas to protect the puck away from defenders and make a simple pass to relieve some of the pressure. And then it allowed Dallas to set up on their power play. They go 0 for 2 tonight, but he's so good in and along the wall, coming out with pucks, and he just makes those short little nifty passes in tight areas that are so exceptional. And you're starting to see the confidence on the power play. They can run it through him now. He's another guy they can sort of run it through. He's kind of the fulcrum on that right side. He just looks so dangerous over there. They almost connected. I want to say it was on their second power play where they went Robo, rink wide, Rantanen into the back door, almost tic-tac-toe, and Hintz deflected it off the pipe. But he looks confident. He looks there. He's starting to get his bearings, and he has a goal and an assist tonight and a big-time goal, right? That's what you have Rantanen for, too. When Dallas didn't have a shot on goal the entire third period up to that point, then Hintz takes a nifty feed from Robo. He gets stopped, and then boom, following the plays Rantanen, and he scores the dagger, right? Those are the type of goals you're expecting from Mikko Rantanen. And when you're getting those on top of Robertson and Johnston, who are tied for the league in goals since February 1st, and point-wise, they're in the top 5, just absolutely lighting it up. And Roope has been phenomenal. He's looked extremely good, and we're not talking about him enough. His play in general, his 200-foot two-way play has been fantastic. Made a couple of excellent plays in his own zone tonight, breaking up some chances, breaking up some shots because of his positioning and awareness to get stick on puck and break up some chances that way. And he's using his speed. He's flying around. He's playing physical, just a number one center type of game from him each and every night. And he scores a goal tonight, and he picks up an assist. He was brilliant. And if you look at some of the advanced numbers for Dallas too, he was just all over the sheet tonight. And that line in general on the ice, when they're on the ice, is really good. Even at 5-on-5, they're not phenomenal. I mean, they're still giving up way too many shots. Look, that's not surprising, but they're creating good looks too at the other end of the rink, and they've been pretty steady in that department, which is a good thing. And look, they're getting limited opportunities, which makes you bullish on what they can be when Dallas starts to hopefully turn their game around and they start playing with the puck more. Because right now they're having to do damage with a limited amount of possession and limited amount of zone time, because sometimes they're defending for a minute, and by the time they get the puck up the ice, they're doggone tired and they have to flip it in and get off for a change. So their ability to capitalize on their chances in limited opportunities is pretty great. Like, they had 8 scoring chances tonight, the most of any line. The Ben line actually had 7 scoring chances at 5-on-5, only 1 against. So they were very, very strong between Ben, Bork, and Johnston, but they didn't play a lot together. Bork got moved down to the 4th line, and we saw Dodonov again, and that line took on a lot of water. You look at Johnston, Ben, Dodonov, 0 scoring chances at 5-on-5. They gave up 11. But to be fair, that was every line had a negative differential in that department. But that's no surprise. They got outshot 48 to 19. It would be almost remarkable to see any line or player have a positive differential in that department. Actually, Maverick Bork did 7-3. He didn't play a ton, only 10.5 minutes. Let's see if anybody else had a positive in terms of shots when they were on the ice. No, it's just Bork at 7-3. And that 4th line did have some nice shifts in the 3rd period when Dallas needed to just stop the bleeding and have some positive momentum. They had some nice shifts, and you got to give them credit. Although they didn't muster up a whole lot tonight, not like they have over the last week or so. Just a really, really captivating performance from the Stars. But boy, the Johnston goal was so sweet. The move, the stick handling to get in tight. He was stoned on the stuff attempt, and he stayed with the rebound. Robertson is he's just in those areas constantly, and he deserves a lot of credit for his play, because he has been diligent defensive wise. He's been diligent on the forecheck. He deserves a lot of credit for making things happen. Just like Hintz and Rantanen again. I mean, just incredible stuff. He's fun to watch. Again, he can make plays in a phone booth, and that is a godsend right now for Dallas, that just needs somebody that can make some plays here and there, and he's doing that for Dallas. And that line is a lot of fun to watch, and I can't wait for them to continue to marinate and just get better as the season wears along here, because just feels like each and every night Rantanen gets a bit better, and he's starting to take control and start playing basically with a bit of an FU to his game, and I love it. And he was excellent tonight. So big night from him. The Mikko Merchant, thanks so much for Colorado and Carolina for divvying him up. And Stars fans can thank you for the next 8 years. Big night from him. Anyways, that'll do it. That'll be it for a Friday edition of Locked On Stars. The Stars take 4 points out of their trip to Alberta. They got Seattle tomorrow, and then Seattle again on Monday. So we'll be back on a Monday to break it all down, and we'll be back with another week of Locked On Stars. Want to thank you, as always, for the love and support each and every week. Y'all have been phenomenal. The numbers have been fantastic, and this community continues to grow, and very grateful for that. And always a blast to talk Stars hockey with you all every single day. Let me know your observations. Am I being dramatic? Am I underselling the problems? Am I overstating them? Would love to hear your perspective in the comments below about the Dallas Stars' recent form here over the last few weeks. But that'll do it. Enjoy the weekend, Stars fans, and we'll see you on Monday. So long.